Hi besties, in this video, I'm bringing you all the latest news you need to know so you don't miss the update that's dropping soon. I'll fill you in on every single detail, including the update that's already here. Yes, if you didn't know, there's something new in the game. We'll also dive into a ton of sneak peeks and secrets. So let's not wait any longer, let's jump right in. Let's start by discussing all the news, and then we'll dive into the new update. And I want to kick things off with the most exciting part. One of my favorite segments, and I know it's one of yours too, is sneak peeks. Even though the New Year update is at least 2 months away, they're already teasing us with photos from smaller updates leading up to it. The first sneak peek is these gorgeous shoes. I'd shown them in a previous video, but I just have to share them again because they're absolutely stunning. They have ribbon laces, and oh my gosh, they look so enchanting. Plus, if we zoom in, we can see these pattern tights. I'm sensing a new obsession if they make it into the game. By the way, these shoes are likely part of the Madoka set, but I'll get into that a bit later. The next sneak peek is a work-in-progress photo of this winter outfit with fur trim at the bottom. Most likely, these will be separate items since, as you can see, they aren't actually connected anywhere. It might even be a set where you can toggle between the top and bottom parts. And look, there's also a belt. I really hope it'll be a separate accessory that we can wear on its own, without any additional pieces. Let's be real, we don't have nearly enough belts in the game. And here's another sneak peek that I'm sure many of you have already seen. It's about the pattern redesign. They're reworking the patterns due to copyright issues, as most of them look more like screenshots from Pinterest rather than original creations, so they need a refresh. Also, in the photo, you can spot a strange black square with a white question mark. Could it be Agamemnon? Just kidding. But honestly, I think they'll be adding more patterns to the game soon, and I couldn't be more excited about that. Alright, wrapping up the sneak peeks, let's move on to other news. One of the biggest updates that's been causing a stir is the removal of the hot dog costume from the game. This happened because too many people were using it inappropriately. To give you an idea of how widespread this became, if you try searching for hot dog dress to impress on TikTok, you might not find anything. To keep players who didn't misuse the costume from being disappointed, they replaced it with a cupcake costume, which you can find in the plant pot near the VIP section. But of course, some people just can't be stopped. While most of us were excited to get creative with the cupcake costume, others started looking for ways to get it banned too. They even created entire TikTok accounts dedicated to using the cupcake costume inappropriately. I've blurred all of this out because, trust me, it's not pleasant to look at, but I think you get the general idea. I also want to share a few updates from the official Discord channel for Dress to Impress, just in case some of you missed them. First up, there was a recent poll now closed, where the developers asked for players' help in suggesting new themes for the game. The goal was to gather ideas directly from the community for future updates. So we can definitely expect quite a few fresh themes to come soon. And of course, I can't resist showing you a few ideas that I absolutely loved from the suggestions. There will be more polls coming up for themes. Some of the existing themes will even be removed, and honestly, I'm hoping it's the office style ones. There are just way too many of those already. By the way, comment below if you suggested any themes. If so, which ones? Or let me know what themes you'd love to see added to the game. Unfortunately, due to the amount of lag, Amway announced that they'll need to remove about 5 items from the game. Otherwise, it will be tough to play on devices that aren't super powerful. But don't worry, these items are expected to return sooner or later. Plus, they set up a poll to make sure they don't remove something players really want to keep. Here are the top items being voted for removal. Big bell from VIP, square glasses, fur set, especially the fur jacket, baddie necklace and earrings, granny dress. Personally, I'm in favor of removing the granny dress and fur jacket. I rarely use them, and we already have at least 2 other fur jackets in the game. But honestly, I'd also take a look at some of the shoes, especially the more repetitive ones. For example, we have a couple of similar wedge sandals. If one pair goes, I doubt anyone would miss them since they're easily replaceable. Then there are those chunky and slim-heeled shoes with the little detail at the end. Having both isn't really necessary. And lastly, we have those pumps with a bow you can toggle off, along with the plain version. I feel like if we already have alternatives, these pairs aren't needed. I also want to tell you about the Q&A show that recently came out on the official Dress to Impress channel, where Amoy answers players' questions. I picked out a few interesting highlights from it that give us hints about future updates.
Alrighty, so next up we have Taurus.exe19 on Instagram, who asked, are there any plans to considerably expand the map in the future?
Yeah, I think so, definitely. I think starting next year, we're thinking about potentially revamping the whole entire map. And this is just so everything is more organized, everything's more cohesive. And I know people are always like, you guys are always changing up the map, and I don't know where things are. But we're going to make sure that like our map revamp makes the game like easier in a sense and just more organized like in general. And like more features we're going to be adding in the future to also help amend that as well.
Well, I think this might be part of the Christmas update, but maybe we'll see it even sooner.
Next up we have potato0_07 on Instagram, who said, what happened to the Madoka set for those of us unaware?
So we had to temporarily remove the Madoka set because of copyright, and we're renaming the set and reworking the set. So it will be back as soon as we can add it back. So I can't really confirm when it'll come back, but it will be coming back at least this year.
I feel like this set is being reworked more for Christmas rather than Halloween, to be honest.
Will the ladder lore be continued in the future?
Yes. I'm like not gonna go super into it, but we don't have plans to stop the Lana lore for a really long time. Obviously, it's something that most of our player base really enjoys, and it's very intricate, and I have like a lot of ideas for the storylines in the future, so I'm really excited for people to see that. And I love seeing people's theories. Like I'll go into like servers or YouTube comments of people dissecting the lore to see if anybody gets anything right, and usually they don't, which is still fun because I'm like, okay, because when you guys figure it out, you're gonna be like but yeah,
I'm just a huge fan of Lana's quests, so I'm eagerly waiting for the new parts. Also, Amoy posted this video on her TikTok as well. And there are a few really interesting comments under it. For example, wait, what if Agamemnon turns into the Grinch? Amoy liked this comment. Even though she didn't give a clear answer, I think that was definitely a hint. Amoy, how many chapters will there be in total? She didn't give a clear answer here either, but she did mention it wouldn't be 3 chapters though. I'm guessing it might be fewer. I swear if Nurse Julie doesn't have a happy ending, oh my gosh, that's a total cry from the heart. I absolutely love this character, and if she doesn't get a happy ending, I'm going to rage quit. Amoy's IT gonna be hard, not as hard as the Halloween one. It's gonna be more fun, a cheerful Lenalore. Sounds unusual, but I don't see any downside to it. Alright, besties, let's keep it going and dive into the latest update news.
This is from Confessor X on Twitter. Would you ever consider a second nail tech in the VIP room, like there is in the hair and makeup in there? Sometimes people take forever at Lana. Perhaps this one could be a male tech too.
I mean, we have considered adding more NPCs in the game before. It's just something we haven't like really focused on. I think that could be a good idea, honestly, because I kind of agree. Like, I've had times where I was dressing up and then I forgot to do my nails, and in the last 15 seconds, I'm trying to do my nails, and there's somebody who's AFK just sitting by the nails, and I'm like, no, I really need to get my almond nails and color them blue because my outfit won't look good. I think that could be a good idea. So I definitely like bring them back to the team to see if that's something we could do in the future, and maybe we can even like add some slight lore for that new nail tech if we were to add it.
Another cry from the heart, nails are seriously the most neglected part during a round. I never have enough time to get them done.
Are there any really creative ideas that never ended up making it into the game due to coding or input issues that you wish for in the future?
That's a good question. I mean, I've seen concepts all the time on like TikTok that are so cool, but we can't get around to adding them. Like I think one good example is scaling. So being able to change the height of your avatar or like the width and stuff, like just using a scaling option. I think that's really cool. But I don't think we'd really be able to add that just because of how the bodies and our clothing works. Yeah, I think that's like one of the biggest things I can think of like right now.
I really hope this gets added to the game eventually, even if it takes 3 years.
Sim, it's me, Sydney45 on Twitter asked, will there be any other updates that will be as big as the Halloween update that just came out? For example, Christmas maybe?
We're going to have big updates, of course, like our seasonal updates are pretty much always going to be big, but as big as Halloween, I don't think so at the same time. Like I think next Halloween, for instance, we would split it up like Halloween part 1, Halloween part 2, because we added like so much, it was a little overwhelming, like I'm going to be honest, and we got player feedback that it was kind of overwhelming in a good way, sometimes in a bad way. And so I think our Christmas update is obviously going to be really big, but it'll probably be split into increments, like a part 1 or part 2, or just won't be nearly as big, but still big.
Honestly, I think it's better this way, because adding too much all at once isn't the best. And that's all the news for now. Let's move on to the update itself. A little disclaimer, this update is currently only available on regular servers. Unfortunately, it hasn't been added to free play and pro servers yet. And the update itself consists of adding toggles to old items. Let's start with this bow. Now it has 8 toggles. Honestly, I like the idea of adding multiple toggles to items much more. It's better than adding a whole new item that just looks the same but sits in a different spot. While I was talking, you can see what has been added. My obvious favorite is definitely this crown made of bows. Also, right under it, this headband now has new toggles. The thing is, now it can feel further away or closer to the head. This is a huge plus because not all hairstyles are voluminous enough for there to be no space between the head and the headband. They also removed the logo from this headband, not sure why, but personally, I don't see it as a minus. It's the same situation with this headband or hairband. I'm not exactly sure what it's called, so let me know in the comments what it's called. By the way, I didn't use it much before, mainly because there was too much space between the hair and the band. But it's really great that they fixed that. Next, the dress with the bow got a new toggle. Now you can turn it into just a skirt. I can already imagine how cute it would look with a corset on top. Definitely one of the best updates in this patch. And lastly, here's another dress that can now be changed to a glitter texture. This is a gem for metal themes, and the best part is that you can recolor the glitter to any color. How cool is that? Alright, I may have lied a little. One hairstyle was also updated. It's the curly side ponytail. Now you can wear it either with or without the bangs. I absolutely love this initiative with hairstyles in the game. Alright, besties, that's all for today. I shared all the latest news and the newest updates with you. I really hope you learned something new today. This was Mitchell with you. And if you liked the video, don't forget to leave a comment, hit that like button, and subscribe to the channel. It really means a lot to me. Have a great day, and see you next time. Bye-bye.